on the right side of the work, and this is row 1, just demonstrating the knit one below. I'm using the contrast color here. So as you can see, if I were knitting as normal, I would go through this stitch right here, but I'm actually going to knit by inserting my needle one below. What it's doing is it's creating this pronounced column of knit stitches in the contrast color. And then when I see the purl, I'm going to just purl as normal. So my pattern for this row is knit one below, purl. I'm going to do a few more and I'll show you what it looks like at the end of this row. I end with, I have 2 stitches left, and I'm going to knit one below and then slip one with yarn in front. That is creating my slipped selvage. I'm at the end of row 1 with my contrast color, and I'm going to slide my stitches back to the other side of the needle because I need to work row 2, which is also a right side row. My row 2 in this case is working with my main color. And so my first and last stitch are always, in this particular case, I'm working them either as a knit or a slip one with yarn in front. So the pattern for this row is going to be knit one, the selvage, then knit one, and then purl one below the whole way across. So here we go, knit one, my edge stitch, then I'm going to do my pattern, knit one, and then purl one below. So again, my needle is going in down here, and if I flip to the other side, you can actually see it's lining up with the knit columns right there. So if you're ever not quite sure, flip your work over and take a look at the opposite side of the work. I'll finish this up, making it the whole way across. And so what ends up happening is I'm doing a similar, I have a very similar outcome to 2-color brioche, but I'm doing 2-color fisherman's rib knit flat. And what happens is the stitches are all the color that I've just worked. And by using the knit one below and the purl one below, I'm basically grabbing those 2 strands of stitches and creating the look of the brioche or the fisherman's rib. So let me show you what that, I'm gonna kind of zoom in and show you. So I got to the end, I have a knit one and a slip one with yarn in front. So if I look closely right here, you can see that what I've created is the 2 colors together right up against the needle, and it's creating this really beautiful squishy fabric. At the end of row 2, I flip my work, let me get my yarn, I flip it to the wrong side. And in this case, they're right side, wrong side, but this piece ends up being fully reversible, which is one of my favorite things about it. And so now I need to work row 3, which is worked with my contrast color right here. On row 3, my contrast color is dominant, has these knit columns on the reverse side, so I know that I'll be working the purl one below in order to achieve that. So whichever side I'm seeing these columns dominant on the front, that's the one that gets the knit one belows. If I see it as dominant on the back, it gets the purl one belows. And I alternate with my 2 colors back and forth. So in this particular pattern, I'm starting with the contrast color, and then I use the main color. Then I flip, I use the contrast color and the main color one more time. So this looks pretty similar to what we just did on the previous row. I knit that first stitch, and now I purl one below. So our pattern here is purl one below, knit one. This is my row 3 of this 4-row repeat. And I'm going to do this all the way until I have 2 stitches remaining. Now remember, if you're not quite sure, am I getting the purl one below correctly? Is that right? Flip it over and look at the other side, and you'll be inserting beneath that, that knit column. So that's kind of an easy way to check. This pattern isn't too wide across, even in the largest size, for the biggest section, and so I hope you get the rhythm of the stitch, and then you're done with it and you're back to your garter stitch section. So let's keep rolling until the end of the row. Knit one, purl one below, knit one, purl, and I end with the purl one below and a slip one with yarn in front. Slide my work back. I'm ready for row 4. Oops. I'm ready for row 4, which I'll be working in my contrast color. This one looks like knit one for the edge stitch, purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below, and so forth until the end. So purl one, knit one below, right? Oops. And I do that the whole way across. So I have the pattern written out, of course, in your pattern page, and then the stitch pattern is written beneath the video here. So you can see, can follow along with these 4 rows. And completing all 4 rows is 1 pattern repeat. The 2 right side rows in colors in each color, and then the 2 wrong side rows worked in each color. And that's how it works. Let's keep rolling for a sec. I'll get you to the end of the row. And so again, we end with the slip on with yarn in front. So now I've completed the 4-row sequence. Each 4 rows, I'm going to take this to count with it, each 4 rows, these, because we're ending up kind of slipping these stitches by working the knit one below or purl one below, we work on every other side. So each time I work the 4 rows, I end up with 2 of these V's. Actually, it might be a little easier to see the contrast over here. Yeah, that's a little easier to see. I will show you so I can count my V's. So I have 1, 2, so that's 1 repeat. So 2 sets of bumps, 1 repeat, 2 repeats, 3, and 4.